We back, we back, we back. We back, we back, we back, we back. That like button. I know y'all probably see the title like, yo, what the fuck we talking about? Keep it G. But yeah, though, man. Y'all know I always come at it from a different angle. And as I'm observing Gucci Mane in this whole situation, I'm blaming his wife. I think she fucking Joe over. He don't even realize it. They got that boy in a sunken place. You heard? Gucci Mane in a sunken place, man. You really went out there and told on that man. I'm gonna go through it. Nah, I ain't even check it. I've been working like a bitch, y'all. I ain't had no time to do nothing. It worked the shit out of me today, bro. You see that quick ass video I did that YouTube ain't giving no traction. But now, let's talk. Now let's talk, man. I think the live earlier. I think we did a good job of covering it. So well, we gonna go into depth, y'all, cause hold on. At least one thing we do know. Hey, y'all, don't start that balcony. Hold on. One thing we do know, right? KeYShia wasn't lying. KeYShia wasn't lying, yo, when he said anybody slime is him, man. You right. Because what he did was a rare level of stupidity. Like, that was like, at his age, at the age KeYShia is, after going through what he just went through, he right. Ain't nobody slime as him. Fuck, I don't think people should aspire to be as slime as KeYShia. Because that shit was stupid. Stupid as a motherfucker. But I blame KeYShia, y'all. Know why? Because I think that Gucci, the old Gucci, the Gucci that was once here, or just Gucci as a person outside of his marriage, I think Gucci would allow KeYShia out that contract. I think Gucci would allow him out that contract, man. No harm, no foul, man. I think it's KeYshia who's really running the show when it comes down to the new 1017. So let's go through what happened, y'all, with this whole situation, y'all. How to get this bag. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. How did it get this bad? On an earlier live, I was showing y'all this. Big Scar Lord Brother.
You just did like, come on now, cuz. You play.
Going in. Sunshine. There she go, y'all. Sunshine in the building. I knew something had to be up. Something had to be up for the sun to be shining like it was today. Nice day today.
Man, what, bro? My brother just ain't know you can. Nah, bro, my brother means something to us. What you mean? This ain't that and you not getting them chains, bro. You ain't even text and check on the family, but you text about some chains. Can't believe you, cuz. On God, I can't believe you, cuz. It ain't nothing with you. Like, bro, you better not come try to get these chains. None of it, cuz. On God, we gonna have a real problem. What you thought you just finna use my brother to get screams and woo, then went my old with them chains, hours, everything that we got hours. You not getting it back, boy. Oh God, you knew not to show up at that funeral. Even if you would have came, you was gonna get stopped at the door. Come on now, fool. You plucked. On God, you plucked. I can't even bleed in my indeed. Yes, we talking about Gucci LaFleur. Yes. Mr. Having all this money, that man lied. Like, this the crazy thing. You say to them you finna pay for the funeral, then you lie.
Like we called you or something.
Like called you or something, cuz. You didn't have to lie. You ain't have to go ghost either, cuz. It was gonna get paid for either way. You could have just said you ain't had the money. That's why I be tripping about these millionaire rappers. How you they're like, what? Oh man, fool. You don't get no type of respect for that, cuz. On God.
Now, yo,
KeYshia
and them took issue with this whole Big Scar situation. Now, I explained it in the earlier video. I think when it come down to this back and forth that they had, I think both parties was right. You know, depending on how you look at it. On a business end, yo, those chains aren't yours. Those chains are only yours when you are on the label. Now, Benzo Big Scar died. I don't think it was the appropriate time. If it was even ever a time where Gucci Mane should have asked for them chains back. I think he was out of line for that. But I don't think that's Gucci Mane. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, I think KeYshia is running the show, man. Gucci then put himself in a situation where his wife is running the show. Bad situation when you're dealing with street niggas. And you a street nigga that know better. So why do you got her dictating your every move around your business? Meanwhile, you dealing with street guys who you know because you was from the streets and you was in the streets. You know how to operate. You know how to navigate. You know the do's and the don'ts. I don't think Gucci would have done this on his own. I don't think he would have asked for them chains back. And then I talked about on the live earlier how some black people in the community, especially when you living in poverty, when you coming from, economic depraved neighborhoods, a lot of us or some of us don't understand business. They don't understand business. But that's a two-way street. You got to blame the artist and you have to blame the label because a lot of these label heads, like i.e. J Prince with Finesse 2 Times, Gucci with his artists, they present themselves to these guys like we are friends, we are family. This is a team. And it's not a relationship. It's not like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Don't you know how people say you ain't supposed to play with your kids? You know what I mean? You don't play with your kids because they lose respect for you. When you start getting too comfortable with your kids and you start playing with them, they start looking at you like an equal instead of the hierarchy that it's supposed to be. I'm the mother or the father, you the child. You listen to what I tell you to do. It's like a business relationship. You know, now I ain't saying don't play with them at all. You know, you gotta have a healthy relationship with your kids. But y'all know what I mean. It's some parents out here that their kids fucking, they ain't no different outside than he is in the house. Do what they want, say what they want, and the parents just be okay with it. That's a recipe for disaster. Just like the relationship between the CEO and the artist. When the CEO is presenting himself to the artist like we on the same level, we on the same playing field, we cool, we friends, as opposed to I'm your boss and you my employee. And we can have a healthy relationship, but it can't go past that. I think that's how people get it confused. I think that's what Big Scar got confused. I think that's what Big Scar family was confused about. They looked at Gucci based off of probably how Big Scar, spoke about him. Like, yo, that was my man. That's my big homie. He gonna make sure I'm straight. But the reason they did that is because that's probably how Gucci presented itself to him. You understand what I'm saying? It's a dangerous combination. And it leads to this. That's why this is going on. Because on one end, they thought Gucci was something that he wasn't to Big Scar. You're not obligated to pay for anybody's funeral. When a person died at work, your supervisor ain't paying for your funeral. But it is a kind gesture when you're making millions or hundreds of thousands off this person, that if they die unexpectedly or whatever reason they die and you outlive them, it is a kind gesture to, you would want to do that. The family going through enough, especially if you got it. I mean, I ain't going to make y'all, do whatever y'all got to do. I'm just going to, I give you the bread. We're going to pay it. We're going to keep it moving. Rest in peace to, whoever he is.
All right, come get them then. Please come try to grab them. Come try to grab these Johns. Man, my brother, fool. On that, bro. You ain't do none of this. Like, none of this is because of you. We did all this, like, you tripping, bro. You tripping. Got all these folk think you real posting my brother on your page talking about long this car. You delete. What you was trying to do? I thought Gucci was rich too. Ha, fooled all us.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, about rich is not about more money. It's not none of it. It's about the respect, bro. You disrespected Pop now by lying like you gonna pay for the funeral and knowing you wasn't, cause you went ghost the next day. Like, what was that? What you telling free lies for? Like, what? Nobody asked you for that, bro. Oh God, everybody gotta know what you want. Let me find out. Nigga really struggling.
Hit that like button, y'all. All right, now look. Big Scar family diss Gucci Mane. You right. And people be forgetting, y'all, that Gucci been a rat. I told y'all a couple weeks ago that he told on Jeezy. People overlooked it. People overlooked it.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but
But these niggas gotta stop doing the Yo Gottis, the Gucci Manes, the J Princes. But these black labels manipulate their artists because the white labels can't do this. So that's the advantage that the black label has, or the black artist that has other artists under him. That's the advantage they have over some of these record labels or record executives, is that they can present themselves as an equal. You know, they're more they're easier to lure in artists based off of their history. You understand? And they present themselves like, yo, I'm your man. You know, we friends first, as opposed to just business partners, or, you know, you my employee. And that's why you see this. You know, I think on the outside looking in, they thought that Gucci Mane legitimately had love for Big Scar. And he probably do. But I think when it comes down to Gucci, he's on some business shit. So in order for his business to work, if I gotta fake it to make it, if I gotta fake it with you, to put some motherfucking pep in your step, or to give you an extra joke, or to, just to help push your career, I'm willing to do that. Yo, but that never ends well. That's why you got Finesse 2 times crashing out on Jay Prince. Same situation. That's why Honeycomb Brazy was crashing out. Same situation. It's always the same situation, yo. It's these guys present themselves to these artists like, yo, I'm your man. I'm your homeboy. We family. As opposed to just this business. And the reason they don't do it that way is because that's their way. It's like mental manipulation. Like I akin it to when gang members try to recruit. Typically they go after guys that they're not getting in the joint. They're not getting commissary. A lot of them. Yeah, they don't have a family. So they present themselves to the person like, yo, I'm your family. We're your family now. But meanwhile, they just try and use you because of strength in numbers. It's the same concept that these guys do to these artists. The black ones. It's fucked up for real. It's fucked up. But this is how you get these type of situations where you got family members zapping out. Because what's up, Jabot? Reality set in, and you realize that, yo, we ain't friends. You never fuck with my peoples. It was always about manipulation.
After these receipts were on...
She said, we sent flowers.
Calling Gucci and KeYShia a liar.
She said, we sent flowers. No, thank you.
Look,
bro,
why is she even speaking? This is what I'm saying, y'all. KeYShia is the culprit. She's the fucking the puppet master behind all of this. Yo, she should not, and it's Gucci fault. Yo, one of the worst things I hate, yo, is when I'm addressing a man and his girl jump in it. Yo, that right there make you flip the fuck out, yo. Alone. How many people been in that type of situation, man? Yeah, I already knew he was a rat. Man, Byron, I talked about that shit before. Yo, how many people actually experienced that situation, yo? Where you addressing a man and the female jumping in. Like, yo, talk to her, bro. KeYShia should have stayed out of all of this shit. I honestly believe, yo, that she is the motherfucking engine behind 1017. Gucci Mane just the face. Gucci Mane then relinquished all his power to his wife. And in certain situations, I guess that's cool. But yo, she ain't from the streets, bro. You is. You got street rappers. You know what buttons to press and what buttons, what to stay away from. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from the beginning. I'm not talking about this situation in particular. I'm talking about from the beginning. When all the problems started. Why is she in his comments saying we sent flowers? This is between men. Gucci supposed to rectify that. I think the reason that he didn't let Pooh Shiesty go is because of her, yo. She probably said, babe, it's a bad business decision. Gucci understand the streets. Gucci know what he dealing with. You know what I mean? She probably said, that's a bad business decision. We can't do that. So now he gotta relay it. The Pooh Shiesty, yo, we can't do that, yo. It's a bad business move. And now Pooh Shiesty doing whatever the fuck he doing. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying any of it is right as far as what Pooh Shiesty did or none of that. But what I'm trying to say is, yo, she should have stayed out of all of this shit. I think she's the catalyst behind the Big Scar situation. Gucci was following her lead as opposed to her following Gucci lead. I bet I can believe it. I can believe she probably did rob Plies back in the day. Like, yo, she should not be in this man comments talking about what we did. Yo, am I geeking though? Yo, how many people have experienced that, yo, when you talking to a man? Like, I had a situation at a job I worked at, right? Yo, this girl used to get on my fucking nerves. But before I address her, I address him. You get me? Because why am I addressing you when your man is here? Yo, get the fuck out the way, KeYshia, and let me talk to this guy. Gucci didn't, I don't think he ever set those boundaries. He never put his foot down. We can go back to the Breakfast Club interview and just look at the dynamics of how everything was going. It's like, yo, you letting her dictate you, bro. And I think her dictation is what put Gucci Mane in this fucked up situation with his artists. That's what it looked like to me, man. My mom used to say, when men are speaking, you shut your mouth and you walk away. My mom said it's not even right to sit around a man, even if you're on the phone. You still lead around. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even go as though I wouldn't even take it that far, but that is some good way. That is a good way to look at things, because, yo, when men are in a dispute, yo, stay the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? Because just stay out of it. Like, if I was to get in a fight when I was with my baby mother, yo, I don't want you fighting with me or fighting for me, yo. You get the fuck out the way, yo. You pissing me off. You feel me? Like, yo, you stay back there. Like, you gotta have those boundaries, man. The retired officer doing security guard report any incidents, so they were doing from the door. Yeah, I get it. You know, I'm not. You know, I don't know if everything is true with the narrative that's ran. I don't know if it was a retired officer there. I don't know. It could have been. You feel me? I'm saying what led up to this. I think KeYshia played the major role. I think she played the major role in this shit. I do. I think she played the major role in the build up and to create what ultimately end up happening. And it's Gucci fault because Gucci supposed to nip that shit in the bud, yo. Yo, I had a female living next to me. She would walk her dog in the yard and left shit. So my people asked her not to. So when I said something to her, she got mad. She called like 4 dudes. They was in the backyard. I wouldn't even say it. I mean, if it ain't no man around, you gotta say something to him. But when it's a dispute amongst men, yo, I'm not gonna allow my girl to participate in that, because now we're gonna have an issue. If I'm if I'm having an argument or a dispute with another man and you jump in it, now, man, you got an issue because you don't belong in this. I just don't think Gucci created those boundaries, y'all. I don't. It's obvious. Look, why is she in this nigga comments? If I was Gucci Mane and I found out that she did this, yo, we're gonna have a problem, man. Yo, what is you doing? What are you doing? Stay the fuck out of this shit. but she can't stay out of it because she's the one running the show, and she just ran Gucci in the fucking mud. Image, character, everything. That man told, man. No, I can say with confidence, based off of what we seen between them two, that's the problem. I think I say that with confidence. Why is she in this man comments? Let's start with their Brian Shaw. Why this is the dispute between Big Scar family and Gucci. Why is she in the comments? You think this is the only time she ever did that? Nah, y'all. I think I can say with certainty that a lot of the decisions that was made on behalf of Gucci was really her doing, and he just was following suit.
Bro, y'all talking about did Atlantic pay? No. Do y'all know how much a casket costs by itself? Man, them folks is capping. Y'all know them folks capping so they can, I ain't trying to bash his name, but y'all know them folks capping to say what name, bro. We ain't finna do that, y'all. We ain't finna do that. Oh my God, bro, you ready on here flogging.
Ain't nobody trying to pocket Gucci money. What the f? That friend will get paid for regardless. That friend will get paid for regardless. That friend will get paid for. And ain't nobody lie about what Gucci. Yeah, she gets the receipts, but they ain't seen no 20K, baby. They only gave us 10K. What the f? 10K. 10K. My brother friend was way more than me. He worked.
And that's what it looked like. It looked like she's probably using that. She's probably using that as a as like a it's like a bargaining tool. You know, he's mentally ill. She probably throw that in his face off. Now this is me speculating. Yeah, man. But the reason I'm showing this because this is what led up to what ultimately ended up happening. Yeah, this is old. But yo, this back and forth between them should have never happened. It should have never happened, man. Funeral definitely 10K.
Way more than me. And he could have showed up to the funeral also. But ain't nobody trying to pocket his money. Ain't nobody broke. I've been working a 9 to 5 before my brother even got famous. At the end of the day, I still got to make my own money. I still got to make my coins. I get 2 kids to feed. And I ain't trying to sit here and explain myself, but y'all get me. And I ain't for to delete my social media because, baby, look, I ain't one of them. I ain't got to run from the media, boo. I ain't got to run from the media, boo. Baby? Period. I ain't got to run from the media, boo. But yeah, though. At the end of the day, all this drama is because Gucci asked for these chains back, and he ain't getting these chains back. Gucci ain't getting these chains back. He not getting no chain back. He not getting no chain back. He not getting no chain back.
Gucci told. Gucci told, bro. We're gonna go to the paperwork. We're gonna go through the whole shit. We're gonna go to the Breakfast Club interview because I need people to see what I'm talking about. Gucci don't have no say so. He relinquished all his power to his wife. And the issue is, yo, you dealing with street niggas, bro. Like real street niggas. Why? I think, see, this is my narrative. I think that this guy blew out of proportion. I think that Gucci Mane, the person, if it was just solely up to him and it was contract negotiations or contract disputes, I think the Gucci Mane that we used to know would have let KeYShia out his contract. I don't think he was allowed out that contract because Gucci has to answer to somebody else, and I think that person motherfucking voided it. I think that person had the final say, and that person said no. which put Gucci in a fucked up situation because now he got to relay that back to this man. And now you stuck between the rock and the hard place because your wife is telling you this, you feel a certain type of way, your artist is telling you that, and now you over this bitch stuck not knowing what to do because you don't want to disappoint her, but you can't play with him either. You get me? You know you can't play with him because he ain't to be played with. He'll crash out. But you don't want to disrespect her though. And she ain't backing down because she's not the one that got to deal with the consequences. You understand what I'm saying? So these things happen often, y'all. Like this is not something that's just strictly pertaining to Gucci Mane. These things happen, yo, when women don't know how to just be women and don't stick their nose in street business. And when men don't know how to take a stand when it's time to take a stand. Y'all know I always come at it from a different angle. Like a lot of people like to look at it on a small scale, but it's always so much to talk about. You know, it's always a lot of ways to look at a certain situation.
Thing. Once again, my brother had
I did hear Gotti. What Gotti say about him, y'all? Somebody else said Gotti tried to tell him. What Gotti told him? Understand his wife. What it is, white folks. Understand his wife, yo, but yo, she not from the streets, bro. She not in the streets. Gucci is a street nigga, yo. You know how to deal with street niggas. You know when something is going to spiral out of control. You can feel it. You can feel it. Yo, this beef with Big Scar family is supposed to be the catalyst where all this shit kicked off. At least that's the narrative that the internet is running with. I'm more inclined to agree. Being as though these people were so upset about the whole situation. And I can see KeYShia being in jail. You know, one of the worst things about being incarcerated is, yo, everything is out of your control. You got to sit back and watch everything go down. And you can't do nothing about it. Yo, that is a hurtful feeling, man. That's a hurtful feeling when you are the man that's normally taking care of shit. Now you're in a situation where people just doing whatever, they saying whatever, and all you can do is watch it. And if you're not, what's the way to look at it? If you're not in there trying to get your mental together, yo, you can come home with that shit on your mind. And I'm talking about the first thing on your mind is, yo, I can't wait till I see this nigga. Meanwhile, you could be mad about some shit that happened 2 years ago. See, because when you're in jail, them 2 years ago is fresh. Because you're not outside dealing with the things of the world where every day is different and you got bills and you got this and you got that and you got this and, you know, shit will slip your mind. You'll get over it faster than you will sitting in there when all you got time to do is think. Gucci probably didn't think it was that serious. Meanwhile, KeYShia was furious.
And he ain't getting a thing. At the end of the day, he ain't getting receipts.
I don't know.
It ain't even a bathroom receipts. Ain't even a bathroom receipt. There way more than what Gucci put in. We were talking about some flowers and 10K. Some flowers and 10K.
And that is it for this video. Leave a comment.
All right. Now, do y'all remember this? All right. So Big Scar brother end up apologizing. We just gonna go through the whole shit, y'all, so y'all can see. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about.
Hey, look, y'all tag walk. You know, I probably was misinformed by. But you hear me? Y'all gotta realize that's my brother. Like, that's my brother. I ain't finna just let no anything go on. You hear me? Hold on. Who it is? Yeah, he sent the 10K. Like, he ain't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't have to do that. He did that, and Atlanta sent the other 10K. But you hear me? I ain't trying to blemish your image, none of this shit, bro. I'm just, you hear me? That's just my brother. I'm going in how you would go about your brother. I ain't trying to blemish your image, bro. You did your part. You
Yeah, it
did
happens
that.
like
I
that,
was
baby.
just saying, bro. You know
If
what I'm
people
saying?
allow it. That's what I'm saying, yo. Gucci wasn't putting his foot down. So y'all remember this?
I spent on 1017 yesterday, but I just seen like my statement, my
Mr.
P&L with
Kid,
all
what's
my
up,
artists.
baby?
You know, it's almost like a whole bunch of shakeup, and it's a whole show in the industry right now. But when I look at my P&L and me being a businessman, I think that I'm gonna have to release almost all my artists except for KeYShia and Fujiano. This is a decision I didn't want to make.
Yo, I don't think this was his decision. I don't think Gucci deals with his financials. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Based off of, we're going to go to that Breakfast Club interview. KeYshia is the one that deals with everything involving Gucci. I think this was the conversation had when she said, yo, look, business-wise, this shit ain't making sense. We got to let these dudes go. He did it. But when it came down to Pooh Shiesty, business-wise, it wasn't the smart thing to do. But when you know who you're dealing with, and you know he's a certified crash out, sometimes you just gotta be like, yo, man, fuck that shit. Go ahead. If you're not willing to go to war with him, yo, you gotta know how to pick and choose your battles, man. If you're not willing to go to war about it, because this man willing to go to war about this shit, you know this. As Gucci Man, you know this. He's willing to go to war and die about this shit. Sometimes you guys just say, you know what? Man, fuck that shit. And I think Gucci would have said that if he didn't have this other person in his motherfucking ear telling him, nah, man, we need him business-wise. That's what I'm saying.
I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I could keep all of them under the contract. But I said, hey, let's just make the unselfish decision and, let them take their talents elsewhere. So today, you know what I'm saying, I already reached out to all of my artists, you know what I'm saying, to their lawyers and whatever, and let them know that they're free to take their talents elsewhere. And I'm still looking for new talent to pair up with, you know what I'm saying, Pooh and Foo, and that's where I'm going to put my focus, and I just wish them the best. And I just want to let everybody know that because, hey, that's where we at. In the world, you got the Trump girl right here. All these are $100,000 a pop. So look, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000. That's $1 million right there. That's what I'm willing to invest in my next superstar because I'm starting a whole new label, fresh, So I Said Millionaires. So who want to join my new label because I'm looking for my...
I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. Perfect example. Turk and his wife. Turk's wife is his manager. But have y'all ever watched how they do their thing? Turk's wife speaks when it's time for her to speak. Turk speaks when it's time for him to speak. In certain situations, even though she's his manager, she's overseeing his business, Turk takes the lead. He takes the lead. Gucci Mane doesn't. That's why this situation got how it got. He don't take the lead. And we are no females, man. Y'all females, y'all know how y'all is. Y'all know how y'all get with y'all mouth. Y'all know how y'all can get. But that's dealing with other females. That's dealing with your partner. When you dealing in the streets, even though this is business, but you're dealing with street guys, Gucci is supposed to say, nah, Keish, I got this. Let me control this right now. Because it's getting out of control. And I don't want nobody to get hurt. I don't think Gucci did that.
Yeah, Gucci told. Superstar. Babe, where you at with the count? How much you got over here?
So far, I got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 8, 9, a million. I got a million, plus I got some extras that I'm still counting up for the female artists.
So I got $1 million for my next female superstar. I got $1 million for my next male superstar. Who want to join the So Icy Millionaires? Hit my DM right now.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, Gucci allowed his wife to put him in a fucked up situation by not speaking up. I understand that. Gucci told y'all. I'm gonna show y'all on paperwork. Gucci told. He told. Where the fuck is that video?
Ain't help with shit. Like I said, Gucci ain't help with shit. 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 Fuck you talking about. I don't give a fuck about no receipts. No funk ass 10,000 there. Ho, they want to know. My brother's printer was 60K in all, bitch.
Flowers that was supposed to be sent to Big Sky because his sister was like, they ain't never get no flower.
Look who posted this. Look who posted this, man. Yo, she should have stayed out of this. This was street shit. It's surpassed business. At one point, they was talking violence. Y'all heard the Lord brother? Man, we dare you come get these chains. Once it reached to a level of violence or threats, yo, she supposed to fell back. She didn't. His wife, y'all. His wife should have stayed out of it, y'all. Carl, hope you don't let your wife dictate you, man.
KeYShia hopped back on Instagram and posted the flowers that was supposed to be sent to Big Sky because his sister was like, they ain't never get no flowers. That little money won't shit. The funeral cost $60,000. Like, they literally embarrassing themselves, bro.
It was a video. Where she was talking. Where the fuck is that video at? I ready go to the paperwork. Look, she posting receipts. She should have stayed out of this, man.
Gucci and his wife posting the receipts. They posting the receipts. $10,000 paid with the debit card or credit card. $10,000 paid at a Memphis, Tennessee.
He ain't got shit in the video. Sleep to y'all, whoever you is. Sleep to be man, man. No, yo, you not get see, Carl. It's not about losing your wife, yo. I was just talking to my girl cousin. Yo, all right. Let me give you an example, right? Say my brother need a place to stay, right? And I tell him he can come stay with me. Or I have a conversation with my wife, and my wife's like, no, I ain't really with it, and I don't think he can stay there. I'm gonna show you the paperwork. Hold up. I don't think he can stay there. He can stay with us. Why would she put me in that situation? This is my brother. He ain't got nowhere to stay. A real woman, right? This is how they always say what a real man to do. A real woman don't want to get in between that. They don't want to get in between that. They don't want to get in between the relationship between you and your brother. Yeah, you my wife. Your word is first. Right? I know this. You know this. But this is my brother. So as my wife, even if you're upset, even if you don't necessarily want to do that, you know, in order for you, or in order for my relationship with my brother to not be fractured by this situation, yo, she should stand down. And I go vice versa. If my wife, sister, or brother needs to stay with me or stay with us, and I'm not necessarily with it, but I know this is her family member, this is her sister, I'm not going to tell her that no, she can't come, because that might fuck up y'all relationship. Even though I know my word is law, even though I know by law we are together, we are one. I'm not gonna cross those bars. I don't want to mess up that relationship. Now, going back to this, once it reached a certain level of disrespect, regardless if it was business or not, as my wife, you stay out of it. You stay out of it, because you're making things worse. That don't make sense to people? Did I explain that for people to understand where I'm coming from? All right, thank you, Carl. All right. I just want to make sure people understand what I'm saying, y'all. Like, she posting receipts, she posting flowers. She shouldn't have been posting any of that, man. And it's a video. I can't fucking find it. It was a video of her talking, showing what she did. All right, so let's get to the paperwork. Because Gucci Mane told y'all. In the paperwork, it doesn't say anything about any off-duty police. I think people just trying to use that to take because that would be in paperwork. You sent me hey Alvin, you still here? I don't see it. What's the second or the third? There's a second. Yo, send it again, bro. I don't got it. A matter of fact, it might be in spam. Hold on. The fuck is this? What is hashing? I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, yeah, I got it. I got it, Al. Email marked as spam. Please move this email. All right, let's get to the paperwork. Man, Gucci Man was a robber, y'all. How you a robber? Then when you get robbed, you tell on the nigga. That's fucking crazy. Thought he was a robber, man. I thought that's what he did. That's what he rapped about. Rapped about robbing. The paperwork was sealed. Introduction. Probable cause. All right, here we go. Is this clear? Everybody can see this? Overview of the kidnapping. Let's make sure we ain't missed nothing. Date of birth. These niggas young too. 2000, 2006. And they gave him carrying away. I remember we might gotta read all of this. Hold on. All right, introduction. I'm a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigations and have been since September 2022. I received formal training from the FBI and have worked alongside various law enforcement agencies that investigate bank robberies, carjackings, and other violent crimes. Based on my training and experience, I'm familiar with the ways that criminals conduct their business, including the various methods by which robberies and kidnappings are conducted. I have used various investigative techniques, such as interviewing witnesses, interviewing defendants, conducting surveillance, and executing search, seizures, and arrest warrants in my federal investigations. I am familiar with how criminals use their cell phones, vehicles, and social media accounts to facilitate the commission of these types of offenses. This affidavit is based on my personal knowledge as well as information provided to me by other law enforcement officers and other individuals who have participated in this investigation. Since this affidavit is being submitted for the limited purpose of establishing probable cause for a complaint, I have not included every fact known to me concerning this investigation. Based on the facts set forth below, there is probable cause to believe that on or about January 10th, 2026, in the Northern District of Texas and elsewhere, the following individuals violated: knowingly conspiring, and agreeing with other persons, known and unknown, to commit offenses against the United States, to wit, unlawfully seizing, confining, I don't know what the fuck that word is, decoying, kidnapping, abducting, or carrying away for ransom or reward any persons. All right, there go the people. All right, probable cause. On January 10th, 2026, at approximately 4:50 p.m., victims who will be referred to throughout this affidavit by their initials or collectively as victims, RD, Roger Davis, MM, and BP, were kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint at a music studio located on Dallas Parkway in Dallas, Texas. This location is within the Dallas Division of the Northern District of Texas. At approximately 1 p.m. on January 10th, 2026, the victim flew into Dallas, Texas alongside RD, head of security. So this is Roger Davis, hereinafter referred to as CW, and other security officers, herein referred to as TD, for scheduled business meetings between RD and suspects William Jr. William Jr. is the hip-hop artist known as Pooh Shiesty and has been signed to a recording contract for RD's music label 1017 since approximately 2021. Roderick Davis and Williams Jr. were scheduled to meet because Williams Jr. was upset with the terms of his contract and wished to be released from his contractual obligations. Pooh Shiesty had asked Roderick Davis to come to Dallas on this date so they could meet about business. At approximately 1:45 p.m., CW, TD, and the victims arrived at the scheduled meeting location, a recording studio located within a larger office building. When CW, TD, and the victims entered the office building, they realized the recording studio owned by an individual herein, referred to as JN, was closed. While they waited for the studio to open, the five went to a liquor store and purchased liquor and plastic red Solo cups before returning to the studio. Williams Jr. father, Williams Sr., called JN multiple times on the day of the meeting at approximately 2:53 p.m. JN answered the phone and learned that Williams Sr. was attempting to book a recording studio that afternoon for Williams Jr. and Roger Davis to record music. At or around 3:15 p.m., JN opened the studio for Roger Davis, which is Gucci Mane, MM, BP, CW, and TD. Investigators later collected and reviewed surveillance video captured at another business located in the same office building on the same floor as the recording studio, which shows Williams Sr. outside of the office building at approximately 3:27 p.m. on January 10th, 2026. Williams Sr. appears to be speaking with someone on the cell phone before entering the building at or around 3:28 p.m. Yo, these niggas were stupid. Like, yo, why? How stupid can you be, yo? Like, but his father's a rat, and I told y'all that in my last live. So you can't really expect his father to be the, to be the guy that stop anything. He don't have any morals. He don't have any principles. He already told on niggas. So I don't know if Pooh Shiesty knew that. Maybe he didn't care. But Pops was supposed to be, if he was a man of honor, Pops was supposed to be the one that nipped that shit in the bud. How Pops gonna get off when he the one to put it together? The indictment say him and Pooh Shiesty put this together. Pops ain't getting off for nothing. Niggas probably gonna tell. No niggas be telling. Oh yeah, he might tell. Pops might tell. He might pull a case so far. He already told before, so he'll tell again. At approximately 3:39 p.m., an employee of the studio arrived to assist with production. When the employee arrived, Williams Jr. and Pooh Shiesty and his father were standing at the back door of the office building, engaged in what appeared to be an argument over the phone. At approximately 3:43 p.m., my bad, Pooh Shiesty and his father, hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, Glover, and McDaniel entered the east side of the office building. The target suspects walked through the lobby area of the office building before going inside the studio. One individual with dreadlocks hairstyle, later identified as Gibson, can be seen on video exiting the office building and shortly thereafter returning with a bag slung over his shoulder. So all of them is right here. Can y'all see that? Okay, zoom in. And then he left and came back with a bag. What you mean? Gucci was a robber, bro. What you mean? Come on, Carl. I done got robbed twice, bro. In my life. Nobody went to jail for it, man. No, it came out on time. You know, paperwork normally come out right at the indictment. The 9 individuals entered the studio control room, where inside the victims were watching a football game. CW was positioned in the studio lobby, while TD remained in the vehicle they arrived in. Depicted below are photographs of the studio lobby left, studio control room right, and studio recording room bottom, taken from Dallas Police Department body camera and crime scene photographs captured on the night of the offense. It's so many cameras in the studio. What the fuck was they thinking? The victim overheard Pooh Shiesty talking on his cell phone, potentially with a probation or parole officer, stating that his caseworker had given him permission to be out for rec time. From what the victim could hear, Pooh Shiesty was informed that was not the case and he needed to return immediately. Pooh Shiesty agreed. Pooh Shiesty was wearing an ankle monitor, leading the victims to believe that Pooh Shiesty was on house arrest. Gucci Mane told Pooh Shiesty they could reschedule their studio session, but Pooh Shiesty requested to speak with Gucci Mane privately in the attached recording room. Gucci Mane agreed and entered the recording room with Pooh Shiesty and Pooh Shiesty father and Wright. Meanwhile, MM and BP remained in the control room with 6 other individuals and continued to watch the football game. BP offered to share the liquor they purchased with the target suspects and at least to accept it, grabbing the red cups and making a drink. Inside the room, Pooh Shiesty produced purported contract termination or release paperwork from a bag and told Gucci Mane to sign it. Gucci told. Nobody else would know this but Gucci. You understand what I'm saying? This right, them knowing all this, know that is fucking telltale sign that Gucci told. It was only them 2 in the room and the father. He got robbed he robbed himself by telling. He robbed himself of his morals and principles and his dignity. When Gucci Mane declined, Pooh Shiesty became agitated, and the pair started to argue. MM and BP could see inside the recording room and initially believed Roger Davis and Williams to be discussing business. But as MM saw the conversation intensify, he texted CW, who was still in the music studio lobby. As the argument inside the recording room ensued, Williams Jr. instructed Wright to get his bag. Well, Pooh Shiesty told Wright to get his bag. Wright complied, leaving the recording room before returning with a bag. Pooh Shiesty then pulled what appeared to be a black AK-style pistol from the bag and pointed it at Gucci Mane, demanding again that Gucci Mane sign the contractual release paperwork. Yo was geeking. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Yo, what you mean? Yo, come on, y'all. Don't do that. Yo, this is paperwork, bro. Like, what you mean? This is black and white. They look black and white to me. Yo, hey, Gabe, don't do that. Don't do that, yo. This look black and white to me. All right, you see any other colors on this bitch? Like you talking about. Is there any other colors on this paperwork besides black and white? Somebody let me know. Gucci Mane complied, signing the paperwork for Williams Jr. while Williams Sr. and Wright stood by. Gucci Mane was not allowed to leave the recording room while he was held at gunpoint by Pooh Shiesty. Wright pulled out a cell phone and reported to record. Yo, what? Who the fuck is right? Yo, niggas is crazy. Who the fuck is right? We gotta get to the bottom of these niggas. Right need the shit slapped out of him. Hold on. Whatever. We gotta figure out who he is. Is that Big 30? Hold on, yo. We gotta figure out who the fuck yo is. Right is Big 30. Yo, Big 30 recorded it. Yo, Big 30 fucking recorded it, yo. What the fuck? So y'all know I ain't making it up. Rodney Wright Jr., aka Big 30. Big 30 pulled out a cell phone and purported to record Gucci Mane signing the paperwork while being forced to say that he released Pooh Shiesty from their contract. After the release was signed, Pooh Shiesty took Gucci Mane wedding ring, watch, earrings, and cash. After Gucci Mane signed the contract to release paperwork, Pooh Shiesty provided the paperwork to his father and asked him if the paperwork was good. His father advised that the paperwork needed to be dated. So his father then forced Gucci Mane to add a date next to his signature. Yo, what the fuck, Pops? You got to be the dumbest nigga. Yo, that paperwork ain't valid, bro. Like, yo, Pooh Shiesty was doomed. I blame his father for this. Pooh Shiesty was doomed from the start. With a father like that, you don't even need enemies. Like, you don't need ops. Shit. You don't even need parents. Yo, you cannot force a person to sign a contract and it still be binding. Like, Gucci Mane could have took this the civil route and got that shit reversed immediately. You cannot force a person to sign a contract under gunpoint, at gunpoint. So when his father, when Pooh Shiesty showed his father this, your father said, yeah, no, we just need to date it. What? Man, get the fuck out of here, Pops. You're a dumbass. You crashed your son out, stupid ass nigga. Fuck the whole family over. Niggas fucking stupid. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. These niggas are stupid. After Gucci Mane signed the contract to release paperwork, Pooh Shiesty provided the paperwork to his father and asked him if the paperwork was good. His father advised that the paperwork needed to be dated, so Pooh Shiesty then forced Gucci Mane to add a date next to his signature. As Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty and his father and Big 30 exited the recording room, the remaining subjects, Waters, Rogers, Johnson, Glover, McDaniels, and Gibson, produced handguns or AR-8K style pistols and began to demand property from BP and MM. BP was pushed into a couch in the control room while individuals known to BP as CMO, Dan Foe, and part of Williams Jr. crew, later identified as Rogers, searched his pockets and stole his wallet. BP's chain and a necklace bearing the moniker 1017 was stolen from his neck by another individual he knew as Glizzy 375, later identified as McDaniel. During the robbery, McDaniel repeatedly threatened to shoot BP for moving, but Williams Jr. instructed McDaniel not to. That's the best thing he did. Don't shoot. Shit, for at that point, he fuck around should have killed everybody. Stupid ass. These niggas stupid. BP further identified an individual he knew as Baby Slime 375, later identified as Johnson, as being involved in a kidnapping and robbery, and that during the control room robberies, Johnson possessed a firearm and held BP and others at gunpoint. Both MM and BP identified an individual they knew as KD, later identified as Waters, also being involved in the kidnapping and robbery, possessing a firearm and holding them at gunpoint. MM was choked from behind to the point of nearly losing consciousness during the kidnapping and robbery, resulting in scratches on his neck and wrist. MM was robbed of his Rolex watch, a Louis Vuitton bag containing multiple other high-dollar watches, Apple AirPod headphones, and his wallet at gunpoint by a Glover. MM confirmed his Louis Vuitton bag, AirPods, and wallet each had an AirTag located tracking device. Mm. Yeah, but that was a different time, bro. I think Pooh Shiesty must have just heard that story and thought that he was gonna bring it back. Rewind. No, nigga, nigga, you better leave that shit in the past, nigga. Can't do that shit no more. MM later told law enforcement that he was able to identify his robbers by the Instagram handles. Later identified as DeMarcus Glover. MM provided investigative screenshots of the last recorded location of the Apple AirTag, specifically the last location of the AirTag on the Louis Vuitton bag and AirPods was off. What was off the Dallas? I don't know what the fuck that means. But alright. As the altercation inside the control room ensued, Big 30 walked over to the studio door to the lobby, closed it, and blocked it with his body, preventing the victims from leaving. CW and TD, the victim's security guards, watched right, barricade the door and attempt to force their way into the control room, but were prevented from entering. With handguns drawn, CW and TD managed to partially open the door, but recognized they were outnumbered by the armed target suspects. Gucci Mane was pushed into a couch in the control room, causing the victims to believe they were going to be executed. Williams Jr. placed the barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head and ordered him and Gucci Mane to leave the control room and the studio through the west entrance of the office building. Gucci Mane then instructed CW and TD to escort them to their vehicles. As the victims left, MM turned to Williams Jr. and asked him if they were really taking his watches. Based on a later recovered surveillance video footage, the target... Look, so they didn't get the surveillance footage off the rip. Seti Nash gave him that. I think. Like, no, I don't know who gave him the surveillance footage. But based on later... But Seti Nash is still a rat. You know, we got to make sure. Him and King AK. Based on later recovered surveillance video footage, the target suspects left the studio and the office building through the east entrance at approximately 4:48 p.m. So what, this took an hour? What time this started? 4:48. That shit ain't even take an hour. A little over an hour. It's a long time, man. That's a long time. A whole hour? They say time fly when you're having fun, man. These motherfuckers stupid. North Tollway, just south of Sam Rayburn Tollway in Plano, as the target suspects drove north on the Dallas North Tollway after the offense. They would have passed through this area. The last location for the AirTag on the wallet was a parking lot that serviced both the apartment where Williams Sr. currently has a leased apartment and where Williams Jr. is believed to reside. So they AirTagged them all the way back to their house. Yo, how the fuck did they think they was gonna get away with this? This was fucking stupid. Like, look at these. How the fuck did they think they was gonna get away with this? Anyway, maybe they didn't want to get away. I'm starting to think this new generation don't even want to get away. Exterior surveillance videos recorded from a neighboring building showed a white Buick Enclave a black Dodge Charger Hellcat, and a black Dodge Ram with a distinct roll bar affixed to the bed of the truck traveling northbound shortly after the kidnapping and robbery. According to law enforcement database, Wright's father, also named Rodney Wright, owns a 2020 Big 30 had his father car. Dodge Charger Hellcat bearing Tennessee license plate. License plate readers LPR placed this charger in Texas, including Dallas-Fort Worth, Metroplex, during the relevant time period, in particular at 2:18 p.m. A 2:18 p.m. scam. Appreciate it, SO. What it do, man? Man, what? It's definitely shit. Definitely when keeping it real goes wrong, pimping. Cause this was stupid. During the relevant time period, in particular at a 2:18 p.m. scan on January 10, 2026, captured the Charger following in close proximity to a black Dodge Ram bearing Arkansas license plate. The Dodge Ram appears to have the same distinct roll bar, so they tracked them. License plate readers. On January 10th, 2026, placed the Charger traveling in close proximity with a white Buick Enclave bearing Texas license plate. This Enclave returns with Hertz Rentals as its registered owner. On or about January 14th, 2026, investigators subpoenaed the Hertz for information associated with the Enclave. On January 14, 2026, Hertz responded, providing information including that the white Buick Enclave bearing Texas license plate had been rented by Williams Sr. on December 29, 2024, with a return date on January 11, 2026. The records further revealed the Enclave was still rented to Williams Sr. at the time of January 10, 2026 kidnapping and robbery. Location information provided by Hertz in response to a search warrant detailed the movements of the Buick Enclave on January 10th and 11th, 2026. These records corroborated the license plate reader scans and confirmed the Enclave was at or near the offense location on January 10th. Alright, it's Pooh Shiesty. She was on 63 months since violation. Brief home detention on October 31st. Yo, Pooh Shiesty was home for what? Yo, hold up. Hold the fuck up. Yo, Pooh Shiesty was home. Yo, he did this shit in 3 months of being home. 3 months of being home? See, yo, but that goes into what I be saying. Yo, this shit was on his mind. Like, that shit was on his mind, yo, every day in that bitch. Every day in that bitch, all he could think about was getting off, meeting Gucci Mane. This is probably the first time he's seen Gucci since he been home, yo. I don't know. As part of the conditions of home detention, Pooh Shiesty agreed to not possess any deadly weapons or knowingly be in the company of a person possessing the same. Additionally, Pooh Shiesty is required to wear an electronic monitoring device monitored by the Bureau of Prisons. Investigators received a partial record associated with Williams Jr.'s electronic monitoring device, including location data from January 9th, 2026 and January 10th, 2026. These records corroborate the information investigators received regarding Williams Jr.'s movements, including his location at or near the offense location on January 10th, 2026. Samples. On the day of the offense at approximately 1:50 p.m., Pooh Shiesty father was seen on video entering the Staples located at 333 Preston Road, Frisco, Texas. His rented Buick Enclave can be seen on surveillance video parking near the front of the store. After which, Pooh Shiesty father enters the store and walks to the copy printer machine. Investigators obtained a copy of a receipt that contains that a transaction occurred at the copy printer machines at 1:59 p.m. The time we have seen the scene on surveillance video near the machines, due to close timing of the visit of Staples prior to the offense, the fact that Williams Sr. went straight to Staples, the fact that Williams Sr. went straight to the printer area of the store, and the timing of the receipt confirming a transaction occurred while Williams Sr. was at or near these printers. Investigators believe Williams Sr. and Williams Jr. went to Staples for the purpose of printing off the contractual release that was presented to Roderick Davis. Cell phone records obtained by KeYShia and his father, Big 30, and the rest of them, and telematic location data and records for the Dodge Charger Hellcat and the Dodge Ram, cell phone records for Glover and McDaniel are pending. The records indicate Wright, Big 30, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, and Gibson traveled together from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas, Texas, in the Dodge Charger Hellcat and the Dodge Ram. They left Memphis on January 8, 2026 and arrived in Dallas in the early morning hours of January 9, 2026. The data from Glover's electronic monitoring device aligns with these cell phone records. On January 10, 2026, at approximately 2:28 p.m. to approximately 2:46 p.m., KeYshia's father, Big 30, and all the rest of them guys were in the area of Windrose Tower, a location the father resides prior to moving to his new residence on 12 Cowboys. They've been putting this together for a while. On February 24th, 2026, Flex North America Incorporated, which owns Greyhound bus lines, responded to a subpoena with records documenting that on January 11th, 2026, Glover. So how do they know all this? How do they know these boys caught the bus? The fuck did they know that? Glover, Rogers, Gibson, and McDaniels traveled together on a Greyhound bus from Dallas, Texas to Memphis, Tennessee. Cell phone records from Rogers and Gibson. Surveillance footage from the Windrose Tower on January 12th shows the Buick Enclave driven by a senior exiting the Tower parking garage at approximately 2:30 p.m., immediately followed by a black Dodge Ram and a black Dodge Charger. Johnson's phone was connected to the internet for more than 2.5 hours, starting at 2:44 p.m., utilizing a tower just north of the Windrose Tower. Verizon records indicate only the starting tower of the data session corroborated this travel. Cell phone records indicated that on January 13, 2026, Big 30, Johnson, and Waters traveled together with the Dodge Ram from Dallas. They got them going. They got it, man. They got these boys hook, line, and sinker. They got these boys like how they got Julio Fulio killers. After reading the incident report for the stolen Dodge Charger Hellcat, now the Hellcat stolen. God damn. When the fuck the bitch get stolen? We gotta go back. We gotta go back now. We didn't know the car was stolen. Cell phone records indicate that on January 13th, 2026, Wright, Johnson, Waters traveled together with the Dodge Ram from Dallas, Texas to Memphis, Tennessee. The Dodge Charger Hellcat was stolen from the Comfort Inn in the early morning hours of January 11, 2026. It was reported stolen by an individual, TA, on January 13, 2026 at approximately 1:04 p.m. Yo, how the fuck do they know all of this? Shortly after Wright left the Dallas area. Somebody tell him. After reading the incident report for the stolen Dodge Charger Hellcat and analyzing cell phone records for Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, and Gibson, investigators determined they stayed at a Comfort Inn. Comfort Inn records confirmed that Gibson paid for 4 rooms at the hotel. Investigators reviewed surveillance footage from the Comfort Inn and observed Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, Glover, and McDaniels inside the Comfort Inn, all clad in clothing similar to what the suspects in the kidnapping and robbery appear to be wearing. Below is still footage. They got Big 30. They got him. Everybody's on camera. But he looked like he up to no good. He lucky they ain't call the police on him just off of sight. You heard me? Niggas be wondering why. They He be wondering why they just be walking to get the police called on him. That's why. Of a sight, he lucky they ain't just called. You look like you got your hand in your dip. The fuck is you doing, bro? You in the goddamn lobby of a hotel, my nigga. Ain't nobody trying to kill you there, bro. All these niggas got on all black. And Pooh Shiesty got a distinctive hoodie with words on it. This is horrible. He got a True Religion hoodie. Everybody got on black. And they got fingerprints. On January 16, 2026, the AFIS quality latent prints lifted from the crime scene were ran through the AFIS. That same day, a DPD forensic fingerprint expert received hit notifications that the latent prints from one red solo cup were identified as the left ring finger of Gibson, and the latent print from another red solo cup was identified as the right thumb of Rogers. MM, BP, and RD all personally knew Pooh Shiesty, both his legal name and name under which he performs. Pooh Shiesty is verified Instagram account, and the individual depicted throughout the account matches Williams Jr. MM and RD describe Williams Jr. as wearing a black Nike brand Shiesty mask, black hooded shirt, black pants. Look. So they all look. MM, Gucci Mane, described Williams Jr., which is Pooh Shiesty, as wearing a black Nike brand Shiesty mask, black hooded shirt, black pants during the offense. An online search of Williams Jr. matched the individual depicted throughout as Pooh Shiesty. The victims identified Williams Sr. Instagram. The victims, which means all of them. That Gucci, yo, really told on them niggas. Yo, if I was Gucci, wouldn't nobody told. Never wouldn't have nobody told, bro. Not with your name associated to mine. Nobody's telling. Straight up. We're gonna handle this shit accordingly. But ain't nobody telling, yo. We're not going to law enforcement. And there's nowhere in this indictment. See, yo, Gucci Mane people put this story out to City National. Alright, now it makes sense. Gucci and them put this story out to City National to get out in front of it. Right? So they want everybody to believe that, yo, Gucci security was the police. But they would have said that in this paperwork. So they putting this narrative out there to say that, yo, they ain't had no choice. One of Gucci's security was the police. He told everything. He had to tell. By law, which is true. But I don't think these guys was the police. They would have mentioned, I mean, it's still time, but they would have mentioned that this is an off-duty police officer. They never mentioned, they just say he was the security. They would have mentioned it was an off-duty police officer. They ain't want Gucci to be painted out as a rat. Gucci and them peoples put this out to Sunday National, man. To get out in front of it. So you don't say, well, Gucci told. What you mean how he a rat? What you talking about? JR, MM, and Gucci Mane described Williams Jr. as wearing a black Nike brand Shiesty mask, black hooded shirt, black pants during the offense, which means during the crime. An online search of Williams Jr. matched the individual depicted throughout as Pooh Shiesty. Williams Sr. The victims, remember how they said he was going to characterize the victims? All of them identified Pooh Shiesty's father Instagram account as Mob Ties Global. Photographs on the account refer to Williams Sr. and Williams Jr. as father and son. BP, and Gucci Mane all identified Wright, a well-known hip-hop artist, as Big 30. As present during the offense, and RD identified the Instagram account as CEO Big 30, which is verified by Instagram. The account contains photographs of Wright and Williams Jr. and Walters. Investigators located a Facebook account associated with Wright, depicting him with Williams Jr. and Walters. and BP identified KD as a nickname for Waters and described him as Williams Jr. right-hand man. Described Waters' attire during the offense as a black hoodie with white stripes down sleeves, which matches an individual captured on surveillance video footage. Excuse me. I told y'all, them distinct, they look for that. They look for that. Like, that was stupid. Now, if you weren't going to wear all black, you should never put that on. Investigators matched Waters' driver's license photographs to the individual depicted throughout. BP identified the individual he knew as Damn Fool 375 as present during the offense and described his physical appearance and clothing. Investigators located the Instagram account and associated Facebook account featuring photographs with Williams Jr., Wright, and other target suspects. Investigators matched Rogers' state identification photograph to the individual depicted in these accounts. On surveillance footage from the offense location, the individual believed to be Rogers can be seen exiting the building carrying what appears to be the Louis Vuitton bag reported stolen. On January 15, 2026, Rogers posted a video on Damn Fool showing him wearing a Rolex GMT Master 2 Batman Rolex with an oyster steel band that appears visually similar to the watch stolen from who provided investigators with photographs, a receipt, and a serial number for the stolen watches. Niggas turn around the water watches. You got on the book bag, watch. Identified the Instagram user at Twin CMO as an individual who choked, scratched, and wanted to shoot him during the offense. Investigators matched Glover's driver's license photograph to the individual depicted on the account, and Wright criminal history revealed a prior arrest with Glover. Instagram records obtained pursuant to the state of Texas search warrant revealed the following posts. On January 11th at 9:13 a.m., a story featuring a large amount of cash and a Rolex visual similar to the one stolen from and a location tag of Dallas. Yo, what the fuck? This nigga posted this shit. I'm glad I don't commit crimes. bad. I motherfucker piss like bitch. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you new. Yo, they posted the goddamn. Look at this. Dallas, Texas. Yo, is he an informant? So I'm starting to think one of these niggas an informant. Hey, Carl, yo, you funny as shit, bro. Continue being a civilian, yo. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm happy for you, bro. Jeezy probably is somewhere laughing. It's CSI SETI, yo. The cop calling Crip. You can't expect nothing less from him. As a CSI agent, man. CSI motherfucking SETI. Yeah, Gucci Mane Peoples ran this through SETI National. They had all the details. I'd have never posted this. They couldn't have never called me and said, yo, keep it G, I just got robbed, yo, by Pooh Shiesty, yo. Look, this the details, yo, give it, you know. Yo, he ready to go to jail, yo, report on it first. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck you think I am, bitch? No. That's what I told him. Nah, bro. Hit AK-47 or DJ Academics or something, you know. They'll do it. I won't do it. It's beautiful. It's a good thing, bro. Happy you never got caught in the mix, man. But yo, don't shame the people that did get caught in the mix, man. That's all I'm saying. Don't look down upon the people that did get caught in the mix. You know. A video showing individuals visually similar to Rogers and Gibson flashing large amounts of money in a watch. The fuck is that? What the fuck he got on? Oh, he's got the clothes on. On January 17th, 2026, a story showing Glover with a Rolex that appears identical to the one stolen from MM, stating he got a new rope, believed to be slang for watches or necklace. So this is 10 days, this is 7 days after the robbery. Like, y'all thought when you robbed and stole things like that, yo, you supposed to put that shit away for a long time. Like, yo, you supposed to put that shit away for years. You heard me? Like, didn't that how it used to go? Like, when you robbed something and stole goods from a person, then you used to have to, like, if you robbed a bank, you don't just go out and spend money the next day. And that's what I was taught. Am I geeking out? Ain't that what they used to say back in the day? Like, you don't rob, you don't hit a lick for no shit like that and wear it the next day or the next week. You know, ain't supposed to wear. You supposed to sold it. To be honest, like that's really what you're supposed to do. Sold it. Don't pawn it, cause pawn it gonna send you to jail. You supposed to took that shit straight to the streets and sold that motherfucker. You don't post it. Yeah, I could have sworn that's what you supposed to do, y'all. You're not supposed to flash and flaunt it. You supposed to hold that shit for a long time. He even got a 1017 chain on. What the fuck? Yo, he wearing a 1017 chain. Like, how much more evidence do you need, bro? Nobody gave you that chain, bro. I don't think you bought a 1017, my nigga. I don't think Gucci gave you that. I'm fucking stupid. Oh my God. BP identified an individual he knew as Baby Slime 375 as present during the offense. describing him as a short, younger black male with darker skin who wore a shiesty mask and beanie, held BP and others at gunpoint. A December 2025 Instagram story post. Memphis investigators identified Baby Slime as Cordell Johnson from previous gang investigations. BP identified Glizzy 375 as a young black male with a low fade haircut who wore all black and a shiesty mask during the offense and threatened to shoot BP before Williams Jr. intervened. Online investigative researchers identified Glizzy 375 as an Instagram account associated with Darian McDaniel, and Memphis investigators confirmed the individual depicted on the account appears visually similar to McDaniel. Who said you're not a real human being, bro? Yeah, hell yeah, infamous. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yeah, I ain't no role model. Yeah, I believe in revenge, bro. What the fuck you talking about? I ain't no role model. I never proclaimed to be that. I don't want to be a role model. I just want people to see things, you know, objectively sometimes. You know, see things for what it is instead of what you want it to be. That's my purpose. You know, a lot of people just see things for what they want it to be. No, sometimes you just gotta accept things for what they is, man. Was this shit stupid? Man, fuck yeah. Dumb as a motherfucker. Yo, but Gucci Mane built his career off of robberies. That's all he ever talked about. Now you a victim of the same lyrics, just like a Bun B situation. You're a victim of the same lyrics that you profited off of, and you went right. No, hell no, man. We can't co-sign that. Can't co-sign that, man. Fuck no. I just said Pooh Shiesty was dumb as a bitch. This might be one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen in my life. This ain't about being a fan. I'm just being real on both sides. Like if I was Gucci Mane, yo, wouldn't nobody be able to tell. No telling going on, y'all. This shit staying in house. Gucci did cooperate. What you talking about? I just read it. Shucking the jive. Gucci Mane identified Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, and Pooh Shiesty father. He identified him. It's in paperwork. Page 22 or something like that. Be sure you'll get it. Let's go back, yo. Shucking the Jive just came in. You gotta see where Gucci Mane identified these people at. Might have been on like page 18 or something. There you go, right here. JR, MM, and RD described Williams Jr., RD is Audrey Davis, as wearing a black Nike brand shiesty mask, black hooded shirt, and black pants during the offense. MM, BP, and Gucci Mane identified Big 30, a well-known hip-hop artist also known as Big 30, as present during the offense. And the Gucci told, bro. Told. All right, summary of the target suspect's involvement. The following is a summary of each suspect's involvement and evidence tying each to the offense. DeMarcus Glover. Eyewitness accounts state that Glover produced a handgun or AR-AK style pistol and robbed MM of his personal property. Surveillance video and eyewitness accounts placed Glover at the offense location and following the offense at the Comfort Inn with other target suspects wearing clothing consistent with what the suspects in the kidnap robbery appear to be wearing. Glover posted multiple videos of himself and other targets on Instagram flashing cash and wearing what appeared to be stolen jewelry. Now they got a whole bunch of evidence on him. Greyhound bus line records. Glover's electronic monitoring corroborates his presence at or near. So he was on the box too. The fuck? All these niggas on the box. The fuck? Yo got together a gang of robbers on home monitor. Fuck, he's stupid. Alright, so let's get to what everybody else got on. I want to get the alright, Pooh Shiesty. Eyewitness accounts state that Pooh Shiesty brought Gucci Mane into the recording studio and demanded that Gucci Mane sign a release contract at gunpoint before taking Gucci Mane's wedding ring, watch, earrings, and cash. Gucci Mane told him all this. Eyewitness accounts also placed Pooh Shiesty in a room when the additional kidnapping and robberies of MM and BP occurred. Cell phone records, electronic location monitoring, and surveillance footage placed Pooh Shiesty at the offense. Pooh Shiesty father. Eyewitness accounts state that Mr. Williams procured the recording studio where so he booked it. So where the offense occurred. Pooh Shiesty father assisted Pooh Shiesty in procuring RD's signature on the purported contract release. Gucci told him that too. Surveillance footage from the day of the offense shows Pooh Shiesty father entering the building unmasked and later exiting the building carrying a backpack he did not have when he entered. Surveillance footage and eyewitness accounts placed Pooh Shiesty father at the offense location and the following wearing similar clothing to what the suspects in the kidnapping and robbery appeared to be wearing. Subpoena records and cell phone records placed him in the area of the offense location during the offense. Subpoena records, surveillance footage placed Pooh Shiesty father at a Staples location believed to be printing the termination contract prior to arriving to the offense location. Big 30. Eyewitness accounts state that Wright went to the recording room during Pooh Shiesty conversation with Gucci Mane and returned with a bag containing firearms. Eyewitness accounts state that Wright filmed the release of the contract. Surveillance footage and eyewitness accounts placed Wright at the offense location and following the offense wearing similar clothing to what the suspects in the kidnapping and robbery appeared to be wearing. Cell phone records indicate Wright traveled to Dallas, Texas in a vehicle registered to his father prior to the offense and placed him in the area of the offense location during the offense. This is it. Hey, shucking job, you funny as shit. That's some Charleston White shit for you there, boy. He just set the record straight out. Now, let's get back to Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane interview. I think Gucci Mane's wife is the reason for all of this. I do, y'all. I think Gucci Mane's inability to speak up for himself and him not being able to control his situation better is what ultimately led to this situation. He should have just let him out the contract, y'all. It ain't that goddamn deep, y'all. You feel me? It ain't that deep, y'all. It is not that fucking serious, man. It's not that serious. Now, I know you don't want that to be the word going around, but maybe just moving forward, stay away from street guys. You know, maybe I'm going to stay away from these Memphis rappers, man, because these niggas out in Memphis ain't playing. I think ultimately it was up to her. Just look at how she dictates him. All right. Hopefully we can start back up. But look how she dictate him, y'all. She dictates him the whole interview. Now, I didn't even watch all of it. I heard about it, seen a few clips. But just watch the dictation. Yeah, he do own him. That's what I said. It was stupid. But Pooh Shiesty's father led him to believe that, yo, it's not a partnership, yo, when she is the one making the decisions, yo. Carl, I just made a perfect point to you, and you somehow was not understanding what I said. They are partners. But this situation right here, the KeYShia situation, then extended past business. You get what I'm saying? It extended past business, which means, KeYshia, I love you. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. No more posts. No more response. Stay out of it. It's real now. These guys ain't playing. They said they was going to rob me and do that. They said this 3 years ago when Big 30 died about the chains. He didn't do that. I think, maybe, yo, but I think she's using that to her advantage. I think she's using that to control. Thank you, appreciate it, Teresa. I think she's using that he has a sickness to control and manipulate him, yo. I think she's manipulative. I think Gucci Mane, if he'd have handled this on his own, I don't think this would have happened. I don't think this would have happened, yo, because I think Gucci would have just did the smart thing. Not even saying it's the right thing to do, because it's bad for business. But the smart thing to do, if you know that this shit can get ugly, and guns can get drawn, is to just let him out of his contract, let him go his own way. Just like you let the other boys out their contract. He let everybody else out the contract.
It's just
Yeah, CEO shut him
needed
down, but
someone.
CEO, that's the yo. I don't like when people do that though, bro. Like, yo, I'm not in the streets. You understand? I'm not in the streets, yo. I work every day. I'm not selling no drugs. I ain't out here trying to harm nobody. Yeah, but that don't mean I'm a snitch on a nigga either, though, bro. You feel me? Like, that don't mean I just can't see me doing that. It just can't. It's not something I'm gonna do. If a motherfucker rob me today or tomorrow, I'm not gonna get on the phone and call 911 and say, yo, that's the description of a person that robbed me, yo. I'm just not gonna do that. Especially when I know I didn't rob people before. I didn't rob people before. Now I ain't make a motherfucking a career out of it. So I'm more of a hustler than anything. But I've been down bad and pulled a robbery. Gucci Mane said he has too. So no matter if he's not on street shit no more, whatever, they don't give you the right to tell and you don't be caught no rat. I have a system. I take his apps off his phone. It's a grown ass man. We don't have a system. I have a system. She was pushing the buttons, y'all, when it came down to decision making. And I think her hold on him is what helped cause this situation. I do. Cause I think Gucci could have assessed that situation and realized how deadly it could have got, and said, you know what, I'm just gonna let him out of his contract. I ain't trying to die about it. Obviously, KeYshia was willing to go to jail and die about that shit. I don't think Gucci would have been.
I delete everything. Even if I got to change his password, I'm changing it because I don't need the public to know he's having an episode. Mm-hmm. You realize you'd never know about any other episodes. And now, before the episode...
She controls everything, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all. This is why I blamed her. She controls everything. Even things that she shouldn't have no control over. Shouldn't have no say in. Yo, do y'all hear what's going on? She secluded that man, yo. Got Gucci in a blender. She feeding them words, yo. Like Gucci don't have his own mind, yo. That man controlled, yo. I'm telling you. Telling y'all what's going on. Y'all know I'm very good reader of people, man. Come on, Juice, bro. See what that business. Like you talk to your child when they trying to read. Say this word. Say this. Yo, listen to her. I was just ready to say she explained it. Don't worry, baby. You ain't gotta explain nothing. I'll do it. That's the same thing happened with the big scar situation. I got it. You don't gotta explain it. You boy told that shit the fuck down, man, before you get me hurt. Come on now. What? Yo, no, yo. No. Yo, no, yo. Fuck no. Yo. Yo, he asked her, do she think, with all the others Gucci had around him, if she was there, cause she put it. Let me rewind it, yo, cause I don't want to get it wrong. Then we ready to go to some old Gucci videos. Like it's like she convinced this man that he got an issue, yo. She might be his handler, yo. Fuck that. I'm jumping out the window. I never watched this whole interview. I just heard people talking about it and seeing clips. This is bad. Yo, the question wasn't even about him being sick. It was just about the artist that he had. She took it back to Gucci. I told him he wasn't well. That ain't got nothing to do with it, yo. Yeah, Gucci gone. Yo, done. That's why KeYShia robbed his ass. That nigga probably be tripping on the phone. You'll probably be saying some of the wildest shit on the phone. KeYshia's probably like, yo, I got something for his bitch ass. You keep playing these dumbass games. Yeah, I'm gonna throw my life away too, but bitch, you gonna pay for this shit. God damn. Yo, she out of place again, man. No, yo. I just wanted to show y'all this so y'all can understand why I said what I said, y'all. I think what I'm saying makes sense. I do. I think Gucci Mane, if he was moving on his own, if he had his own mind, I think he'd have let. I think the smart thing would have been to do was to let KeYshia's out that contract. Not business wise, but for his safety. Because you dealing with a nigga that's willing to crash, yo. And Gucci being a street nigga can recognize that. And I think he might have been struggling with it. This is me speculating. I think he might have been struggling with it, and he brought it to her, and she like, man, fuck no. Nope, don't let him out. Don't let him out. And now look what we got. Then they got Draco putting his face. Fucking KeYshia's ready to go to prison for the rest of his life. Big 30 probably ready to get about Big 30 probably ready to get Big 30. So now he ain't gonna get no 30. He ain't do nothing crazy. He probably get about 15. That shit crazy. But look how Gucci used to be, yo. You gotta stop doing that shit, D-Man. You gotta know I'm on live for you to call me this time of night. Oh, they cut my shit. Am I back on live? I'm back on. Yeah, I had to stop watching that video. That video was copywritten. Yeah, that video was copywritten, yo. So I had to get off of that. I was ready to get off of it anyway, so it was perfect timing. The Breakfast Club copyright all that shit. That's what they do.
Down for BT's Rap City right now. Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Right now, I'm in the NO. And let me let you know who I got with me. I got the dude Gucci Man right here. Hold it down so icy.
So I see why.
Alright, just fresh off the stage, man. Came to the NO, held it down, made it pop off something really, really lovely today. Alright, yo, I tell you what, dude is really gangster because it was a little problem getting on the plane. And like, between Mad Links, Hakeem Taylor, and Gucci Man, we got everybody on that motherfucker, man. So big shouts out to Air Train for trying to shut it down. Could not happen, though. Alright, so Gucci Man, let's just talk serious business, man. That's a lot going on with you right now.
Hell yeah, dog. She got that crazy.
Alright, so, alright, just on Rap City not that long ago. And a lot of cats in the streets especially was like, whoa, like everybody just kind of like dropped what they was doing and listened at the same time because you had some things to talk about. Young Jeezy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's talk about that for a second. Let's reiterate for those that didn't catch that Rap City episode, man. What's going on with you and Jeezy?
I don't fuck with a nigga here pussy.
Alright, so what's got you feeling that way, man?
Niggas just be doing a little bitch ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit a bitch do, you know what I mean? Like a little bitch.
Alright. So where's all that coming from? Because I mean, y'all had the song together. It seemed like the relationship was going along pretty alright. You know, y'all both repping the A.
Yeah, they just got that shit copyrighted.
They carbon copy, man. And Oreo.
Alright. So what really was the beginning of the end and make you feel this way that you feel right now?
Nigga tried to get my song on his album and I think he couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Just bitch came out of it.
So what he started doing exactly?
What was the thing?
You know, just making dish records.
I guess he's going through an episode right now.
You know what I'm saying? Popping shit to niggas and shit.
Was he doing that in Atlanta or in markets that you might not have been in?
He going to markets I ain't been in yet and do a show before I get there and tell them don't buy my record when it come out.
You actually heard that Cassie saying like,
so he probably doing.
I seen it on video.
So he probably doing voodoo on y'all.
I'll tell you.
That's probably what the fuck be going on.
So that what made me just flip out like this.
Okay. So now, when was the first time you heard a diss record from Jeezy?
I was doing a show in like in Tampa, Florida, and while I was riding out, we heard on the radio.
Right. So like, did that feel like it kind of came out of nowhere? Like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
No, actually I anticipated the shit. You know what I'm saying? But still, I got, you know what I mean? I got to handle it.
Okay. So how's Gucci Man handling the situation right now?
Everything's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been beefing with niggas in the hood all my life. You know what I'm saying? But it's like one of the weakest niggas I've ever beefed with. So it really ain't no problem.
Well, all right, so you got some diss records coming out, or like, you know, what's going on with Gucci Man?
You know what I'm saying? I got the album in stores now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I want everybody to go support me. It's real hot. Got a lot of talented producers on there. You know what I mean? A lot of party tracks, a lot of street shit on there. You know what I'm saying? As far as just dissing, you know what I mean? I got a couple songs. You know what I mean? I got a couple disses on the album.
On the album, okay.
So everybody go check it out down here. You know what I'm saying? What I got to say.
All right. Now, just recently, I mean, you were involved in a very serious situation. There's like actually
right here.
Some legal charges against you right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk about what's going on with that?
No, little shit, small shit to a giant. Then I can't, you know what I'm saying, get over.
Okay.
You know what I mean, or whatever. But shit happens.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just on the, you know what I mean? Like Gang say, on the path to be a rap legend, a lot of shit don't got nothing be in the way. You know what I'm saying?
All right, no doubt.
And I'm definitely on the path to be a rap legend. So all shit, every hurdle I got to jump, I'm gonna jump the motherfucker like a track star.
No doubt. But we keeping the street, we keeping it in the hood, we keeping it real right here. He might not be able to say it, but I'm gonna say it. All right. The man got some, are they murder charges or attempted murder charges?
Murder charges.
Murder charges, straight up. And what's so crazy was we're on the set of Rap City. We're taping the show. And, like, I had no clue because you were so just, like, regular with this shit.
Yeah. It's like, man, you can't fold under pressure. They say pressure busts a pipe. You gotta hold your shit together. I represent a labels, a lot of people that, working very hard day and night. I'm just the person that's in the forefront, you see what I'm saying? So everything I got to do got to be smart. I can't disgrace nobody. There's a lot of people that I disgrace, you know what I'm saying? So I got to hold the respect of my company down and respect the big cat down. So, on the script of that, I had to hold myself together. Can't lose my composure.
So outside of Jeezy, are there any other beefs that you feel that you have? I mean, I ain't even gonna ask you to name no names specifically, but
there's a lot of them fuck niggas I don't like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But you could talk on if you want to. You want to drop some names though.
Them niggas ain't really worth it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Cause they ain't big niggas. They ain't big as Jeezy. Jeezy like the biggest name nigga.
Okay.
They don't beef with him.
All right.
So I gotta go with him cause he got the opportunity to get his shit, you know what I'm saying, out there. So I have to go with him. It's not a choice.
All right, no doubt. So that situation that we were just talking about with the charges and so forth, do you feel like it was a setup because cats came like after you, like they was coming to get you?
Yeah, I think it was a setup.
Do you have any indications on who it might be? Have you heard anything on the streets? Just whatever you feel in your own heart?
Well, so like I say, ain't too many people got the motive to do some shit like that. I just like a detective, learn, look at the motive, who has motive to do it. And this fuck nigga, the only nigga has motive.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up.
Nigga told back then, man. Nigga told back then. That was talent, man. He was still going to court for that shit. I fuck, I had something else in mind.
School walk. Just count paper. Just count. 15 years.
Okay, well, how many? You still talking the same shit. You feel me? Still talking.
Free kill.
Man. I tell you what.
Smoking on Pookie Load tonight.
I tell you what. This how we gonna do this.
Send some more, I'ma send them the same way. In a box back to you.
Are you doing
free kill? Free kill.
Man. I tell you what though. See, when I even called you and extended this invite, my nigga, I did it as a real man. It's been.
Come on, yo. That boy don't get no pass, man. That boy don't get no pass. He knew what the fuck was going on, yo. You can't be out here bullying niggas, and now a nigga bully you, and now you want to start identifying niggas out of photo lineups and pointing out people Instagram pages and fuck out of here. Gucci wasn't supposed to handle that shit like that. KeYshia crashed out. He was dumb as a bitch. I don't think anybody with sense would deny that. But yo, Gucci, with his history and his resume and the image that he perceived, or the image that was perceived of him, based off of what he told us he was, he wasn't supposed to allow nobody in that room to motherfucking go to the law enforcement. And I don't believe anybody was a police officer. I believe Gucci Mane and his team ran that through Seti Nash and them in order to take accountability off of him that boy told. That's what it looked like happened to me. That boy told. So in order for them to say it was an off-duty officer there, he had to tell. It would have been in paperwork. We just read the paperwork. It would have said his security, JD or MM, who is also an off-duty police officer. They gotta mention that. That's two. Now they don't have to mention it. I would think they would mention that. They can keep some information private, but I don't think that'd be something they'd keep private. But y'all gotta go to work tomorrow. Y'all been up way too late. Make sure I hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure you share the live. KeYShia fucked the money up, yo. Damn, sure, how the fuck can you be so damn stupid? I blame his father, y'all. Like, I don't know what's up with people committing crimes with their kids, yo. Like, what the fuck? I couldn't imagine committing no fucking crime with my fucking son. Especially something that fucking stupid. Like, as a grown-ass man, older than everybody else there, KeYShia got Gucci to sign the contract. And he said, Dad, is this cool? And his response was, no, we need him to date it. Yo, that's what your father told him. No, son. He need to put a date on there. What? Nigga, he could have put every date on there. He could have put every date to every song that he dropped, that KeYShia dropped under 1017. In that contract, that shit would not have been valid. You can't force a person to sign a contract being under gunpoint. I mean, being held at gunpoint, and it stand in court. Man, what the fuck? Stupid. Well, make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all appreciate all y'all. Y'all appreciate it, of course, as always, for standing up with me, for supporting the channel. I can't believe KeYShia was that fucking stupid. KeYshia's so damn stupid. He got big 30 booked. So people gotta start having their own minds, y'all. Like I told y'all, if I was in that room when that conversation was had, I'd have fucking hosted that shit immediately. Or I wouldn't have went. If niggas ain't want to listen, niggas would have been doing that shit on their own. You can call me what you want. Stupid, clown, scared, all of that. I bet you won't call me this. Motherfucking 341521 ever again. You heard me. You won't call me an ID number, nigga. Call me what you want. And that was my real ID number. 341521. You won't call me that. You know what I mean? And after I told you that, you won't be calling me collect either. Because I ain't answering. Because I told you, dumbass. You want to be fucking stupid. You won't be calling me for no motherfucking bail money. You won't be calling me for no lawyer money. You won't be calling me for no commissary money. Not after I told you. Fuck no. Maybe after a couple years. After I get a chance to think about and get over the stupidity in your decision making. Straight up. Man, salute to Jesus, man. But I'm out.